All right. Welcome to Wulfcast Episode 1, here from Wulfpack Games. I'm your host, Joel, here with Dan and Roxane, the owners of Wulfpack Games.
Hello, I'm Dan.
Hey, I'm Roxane. How y'all doing?
So this is our first podcast introducing the new Wulfpack Games store and all the events and upcoming items that are going to be coming up on the shelves and on the tables and with our community at large. This is brought to you by Wulfpack Games and Clack Attack because they're us.
They're us.
To go ahead and get us started, Dan and Roxane, if y'all want to talk about yourselves a little bit and talk about the store, because y'all just had a big milestone hit. So why don't you take us on that ride a little bit?
Okay, so Roxane here. Hi, thank you for joining us. We've just had our 3rd-year anniversary as Dan Wolf Games. We're pretty sure we're going to make it. So that was kind of the theme. We had a nice party. We had a lot of people turned out, a lot more than we thought. A lot of special people, and it was a intimate time to celebrate what we've done. And I have a lot of ums. Let me see here. For this anniversary, we've rebranded. We were Dan Wolf Games. We are now Wulfpack Games. A lot more inclusive of everyone. This has taken a big team effort. And lots happening. We're going to have a lot of good changes in the near future, starting with this.
That's the hope, right? Yeah, a lot of positive vibes throwing into the future.
Yeah.
Right.
New stuff and new roads ahead. So we had a fantastic anniversary party day. A bunch of people out here rolling dice and playing different games. That's true. Pushing our little soldiers around on the table and throwing cards.
Right. Roxane made a bunch of hot dogs for the event. So we had hot dogs, a potato salad, and coleslaw, and cookies and cupcakes. Because every anniversary party we've ever done, we've always had a bunch of food for everybody just to partake in.
Every party that you've done, indeed. I know we had some Necromunda going on the tables. I was running a little bit of Halo. We had some Commander going, too. Congratulations, because Anthony came out for the first time. I think that was the first time he'd been out here to play, or is it the second time since he'd been out here to play?
Congratulations, Anthony.
Congratulations, Anthony, on your twins.
So,
yeah.
Way to
And Halen. Good job, Halen.
Yeah. Congratulations, Anthony, on doing not much while Helen did all the work.
Yep. So there we go. I gotta recover for a second. All right. So we have the rebrand.
Yep.
And we have the anniversary party recap.
Yep.
So moving forward, do we unless we have anything else to cover on that front?
No, I think that's great. We think we've made fun of Anthony plenty.
No.
Well, maybe.
Okay. That's what we do as part of the service.
I mean, yeah, Dan will call you out in a heartbeat if he knows you. So, speaking of Dan, we've got some new stuff coming up in the store. New pre-orders ahead and new releases that are hit around the corner.
Yes, so we're
on some of that roadmap.
We are recording this on a Friday. It is Friday, the 4th?
4th of July.
4th, of course. We had the parade. We had somebody have their dog poop in front of the store. So that'll be memorable.
Bathroom.
But this Sunday, I'm expecting news from Games Workshop. It's not confirmed at all, but I'm expecting it. That the Horus Heresy 3rd edition box set will be put up for LGS pre-order on Sunday evening. The WarhammerCommunity.com page will have an article saying next week available for pre-orders. They give LGS's like a 3-day window to collect their pre-order numbers and their shelf numbers, and then they'll cut those off, and then they'll start taking pre-orders on their site that Sunday. So, of course, that happens on the last day of our work week because we're closed Mondays and Tuesdays. The numbers have to be put in by Tuesday. I have a requirement of Tuesday by noon, so that gives me enough time to compile it from our Discord pre-orders and our Facebook pre-orders and kind of math out what's going to happen from the weekend sales and whatever we can put on the shelf as well. So I take all those numbers on my day off and punch that in. So I'm expecting to see that this Sunday, and I'm really excited. Myself and Brandon Dowd had tried out second edition recently after getting a bunch of them painted. So I have some of my Sons of Horus here. We're really excited that somebody might want to take up a Loyalist Legion, because Word Bearers and Sons of Horus will get real boring real fast just battling each other, because we know the Sons of Horus. They're the ones that got named the Horsey after. The Horsey?
The Horusy.
There we go. Or Heresy. Or the Horusy Heresy. It's like a horsey heresy.
Just when you thought it couldn't get cute, it did.
Oh no, the bronies will attack now.
I mean, I'm working on painting some Horsies right now for Kings of War, but that's beside the point.
It's a different horsey.
Yeah, we're talking about 30K here.
Yes. So I've got a bunch of them done. We're working on some more. I've got a whole plasma team coming in and a second edition 40K tank, which all the 30K stuffs are based off of. I've got one of those in the works. So we're really excited. Hopefully we can get this out and in front of people so that they know it's coming. If not, you'll know what our delay schedule is in filming to table, which will be fine. We'll always have some delay because it takes a lot of effort to put this stuff together. So thank you, Joel, and Roxane for agreeing to go do this. I think this is really exciting.
Thank y'all for agreeing to go do this. I'm looking forward to it.
So that's third edition Horus Heresy coming up. It's going to be the Saturnine box, or at least that's how I pronounce it. I'm sure British people pronounce it differently. It's all based off of like old artwork that was done and proxy models for Terminators, and then also it ends up being Dreadnoughts. They kind of have a look of the alien species at the beginning of the Fifth Element. They kind of have like the big hunch up thing.
Yeah.
They kind of look like
Those
that.
are cool.
And if you don't see them really, if you don't look deeply, the pictures of the Dreadnoughts look just like close-up pictures of the Terminators. They're so close. But there are some significant differences, especially in the waist, because they have Dreadnought waists versus like Terminator waists. But it's really exciting. The box has Disintegrators, a brand new weapon that they're bringing out to the Horus Heresy, Warhammer the Horus Heresy rule set. The whole rule set is getting a very deep, like crunchy makeover. So people that really find 40K too streamlined and really want a little bit more depth of play, the 30K, the Horus Heresy is really built for those people. It's almost becoming the difference between like BattleTech Classic and BattleTech Alpha Strike. With, I think 40K is a lot more streamlined than Alpha Strike is streamlined for the BattleTech universe. But some people that really enjoy the older editions of 40K, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, there's a lot of like nuance that draws back from there, and it kind of combines it in a best of. This new edition, we have mental stats a la Necromunda, and those allow for a bunch of new status effects and status overcome, as opposed to having a leader that can just tank every kind of mental stat. Now we'll have ones that really work cool under pressure or are able to rally troops instead. Those kind of differences really bring a lot of flavor of the different Space Marine legions. When face it, most of all the legions technically are identical without those nuances. So they're just Space Marines with Space Marine captains and stuff like that. Of course, they're bringing out a bunch of free PDFs as they go for stuff that doesn't have a book right away. We already know that they've announced that this month they'll be dropping a PDF for the Talons of the Emperor, which is the Custodes and the Sisters of Silence faction. So those are available already through the 40K range, but they'll be getting a free PDF codex for an early drop so that they can play right away. So you can have some really good Siege of Terra battles going on right away. So if they're dropping the PDF this month, we know that this month that they'll be dropping the rule set that the PDF will be going towards.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of books. There'll be a book for Loyalist factions. There'll be a book Loyalist Astartes. There'll be a book for Traitor Astartes. There'll be a book for the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Solar Auxilia, as well as the Knights Legio. Those will all be books dropped, according to all my materials, same day as the Saturnine box.
Cool.
We will find out very soon exactly how accurate that is, but that's what the projection looks like. Warhammer Community has just been pounding out the articles every day for weeks now about Horus Heresy 3rd edition. So I'm really excited. It's a real fun environment to play in. The models are just gorgeous. They're a dream to paint. I've had a great time. I've been teaching people how to do decals, the water slides, because after 40 years, I finally figured it out. And it's a super simple trick. So if you want to learn how to do water slides, so you don't have to freehand paint all the chapter symbols on your models and stuff, come by. I'll teach you how to do it just over the counter.
Drop by the store and get a lesson from Dan.
That's right.
Oh, someone's eager to get in.
Someone is always eager to come in.
Yeah.
They don't even have to see the lights come in. Oh, please
Don't
don't.
like the windows.
Yeah.
It happens.
So that's Horus Heresy.
So speaking of that, goal is hopefully this podcast will be out at least the same day as that announcement. But if not, I'm trying to get that so that you can get the pre-order stuff through Discord. But make sure to check out the Wulfcast Games Discord. Wulfpack Games Discord and Wulfpack Games on Facebook.
We also have a website that's launched, wulfpackgames.com.
Yes, Wulfpackgames.com. All one word, WULFPACKGAMES.
Yeah.
Yes, and wherever the sticker for the frame shot might be.
It'll be in the corner. That corner.
That corner. So, yes.
We're also on TikTok.
Oh, that's right. You're on TikTok
Yeah,
too.
and it's a new thing, but we're also on Facebook. Our groups are on Facebook too. If you want more information, you'll find information there as well.
And this podcast will be on YouTube, and the goal is wherever else you will find your podcasts.
Right.
So we got Horus Heresy talked about. I see some new products sitting over there in the card counter.
Yes.
We've got a new Star War going on.
Yes, we have another Star War. So as of today, taping is on the Friday of the 4th. As of July 4th, may the July 4th be with you for Star Wars Unlimited Legends of the Force. We have a new set that's dropped for the trading card game, Star Wars Unlimited. It's called Legends of the Force. Its main construction deck features either Qui-Gon Jinn or Darth Maul. I'm staring at it.
A classic battle.
Instead of the cameras, I'm staring at the product, so I know exactly what to say.
And I'm over here looking at it too because I'm fawning over something. I was like, I'm a Qui-Gon fan. I like me some Qui-Gon Jinn.
Well, then you're in luck. So today we're going to have a pre-release, hopefully. So we have pre-release packs. We have a longshanks.org tournament event set up. So all it takes is purchasing a pre-release pack and signing up for the tournament. I have prize support for both participation and for placing for this pre-release tournament, which includes a bunch of like promotional packs, including a small deck box featuring both Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul. So at one side's got the dark side. You have the dark side of the deck box, and then you have the light side of the dark box.
The dark box.
I love this podcast already. But we have booster packs, we have loose boosters, we have the pre-release packs, we have the pre-constructed kits.
And some booster boxes over there, I see.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, because I also saw that they've got a Revan card in there, and...
Yes,
yeah,
they've said Darth Revan would be in this set. They spoiled the card out like a couple of weeks ago. I've already had calls this month, like, is the pre-release this weekend? No, it's not this weekend. It is this weekend now, July 4th weekend. July 4th, 6 p.m. It will have already happened by the time you get this.
So you can at least look up on Longshanks to see the results of the tournament that he's talking about.
Exactly. If it actually fired. We need 6 people to fire any tournament we do here. But the tournament is technically free with the purchase of a pre-release kit.
Nice. Thank you. So, good luck, and I'm guessing Brad's going to be running that, or are you going to be...
I think I'm just going to host it,
Cool.
and we will find out how it goes.
All right, fantastic. Learn by doing. And then the next thing that I know is coming up, I'm a little biased to this.
What's coming up, Joel?
This month is the release for Halo Flashpoint Rise of the Banished. This is the third wave of release coming for Halo Flashpoint.
Are we counting that as a third instead of a fourth?
I mean, it's kind of, I feel like it's maybe more like a 2.5, but I don't hold me to this. This is not an official thing, but I think it's essentially wave 3. Because we're going to be getting the Rise of the Banished expansion box, which isn't quite a starter kit. It doesn't have the rules, but it will have in it 8 Jirahime warriors and 4 more Sangheili warriors. All of them are in the Banished faction for Halo Flashpoint.
I love that flex. I love that Halo lore flex.
Well, it's also on the cards, too. The pre-order special that I'm a little looking forward to is Atriox is going to be in this as well.
Who's Atriox?
He's the leader of the leader of the Banished. He's the head brute.
He's the head brute of the Banished.
He's the big bad brute. But inside of the pack, it's not going to have the full rules in there. That is why it's an expansion, not a starter kit. But also, Mantic right now, if you sign up for their newsletter, has the entire Flashpoint rules PDF as a free download for signing up for their news thing. So with that, you can essentially make it a starter kit. There's also going to be the standalone Covenant team pack, or not Covenant, but the Sangheili Elites.
Okay.
So they're going to be releasing as a 4 model pack as well for people that didn't happen to get the Spartan edition or don't want to pick up the rest of the brutes that are in the Banished set. But the Rise of the Banished will also include a set of terrain that is going to be Halo Infinite inspired for the Banished outposts throughout the game there, and a really gorgeous looking like red and gray game mat that I'm excited to get my hands on the neoprene version of. The cardboard terrain that they have coming out with the Banished set is, I'm a little biased towards thinking that it is a lot better than the UNSC base that they had in the original launch. And I'm not saying anything bad about the UNSC terrain, but this new stuff just looks like it looks so much cleaner, crisper on the print.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm excited to put out some different builds of.
Well, that's pretty something because the neoprene mats are pretty dead on and clean looking. Like they're just the line work is exactly what it needs to be. Of course, they're decks of like spaceships or like a training field, almost a la Blood Gulch training field-esque.
Pretty much.
But the detail on them's really rich. Even if the neoprene and the board aren't exactly the same color schema
The
because of the
saturation is
material.
a little bit different, yeah.
Right. But the neoprene ones look amazing. I really do like them, despite my models having the
Your
board
models
colors.
perfectly matched the hard the hard board
Excellent
that came
job.
in the Spartan set. That is true, and it is very well done.
Thank you, Roxane, for helping me pick out the colors.
Oh,
Because
you're
we all
very
know
welcome.
I can't pick out colors.
Yeah. Mantic, if you're listening, I'm looking forward to your future terrain. I'm ready. I actually enjoy playing the game, so I'd like to play it more in the future, Joel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Kick
that's
ass, yeah.
that's a call out to Ronnie, who stopped by some months ago. If he gets to watch this, Rick Hall, make Ronnie watch this because Roxane has words for Ronnie.
I'll do it justice. It's okay. Bring it on.
I mean, I will say that ever since Roxanne put together the plastic terrain that they had for Halo Flashpoint, I'm fighting with the kill team players over who gets to use that terrain.
Yes.
all the Halo terrain in here gets taken by the
I need
40K
Covenant.
and kill teamers.
I need
It's true.
Covenant terrain.
It's true.
I need flood terrain too. That would be beautiful.
Ooh.
That'd be awesome.
That'll be cool. Some like corrupted USDC
Yes.
stuff. It'll look kind of zombie.
Yes, please.
It'll kind of be really good for like Dead Zone too. To just kind of
Oh, yeah.
throw that up for Mantic's design team. Like it would be a good crossover terrain. But yes, the kill team guys absolutely love. I say guys,
Yeah.
gender neutral
Yeah.
guys, because
We have females play
We
and
have-
all sorts.
everybody play
Yeah,
kill
everybody.
team. But specifically, they love the Halo terrain because it just feels nice, accessible, tight, give you some good lines of sight, good lines of cover.
Yeah.
It's got enough breakup. It's really, really good. The glue joints are sometimes challenging,
Yeah.
right?
Indeed.
But the end result is amazing, and it's held up. Like, it's had a lot of
Yeah.
play, more than a lot of other terrain in the short time it's been in the store. And it's, I think we've only had to go and repair one thing once.
Because I think
Yeah.
it was assembled in November, and since then it gets used on at least 2 to 3 times per week, at least,
Yeah, exactly.
and 2 to 3 games a week, and that's
Hours
Yeah.
a day we're open.
yeah, like
to
that
get
is
used.
sitting on the table
Yeah.
for at least half the time that the store is open.
There is something to know about the store is that we have a ton of awesome terrain, free to use, free tables to come on in and use. So if you want to try out the Halo terrain, you don't want to build it or have it, yeah, come and use ours. Come play
When are
with
you
us.
giving demos again for
Yeah.
Halo?
I'm actually looking at setting up a demo day for Halo Flashpoint at the end of the month. So
Cool.
it was Saturday the 26th, and I think Sunday the 27th. So I'm aiming for the last Saturday of
That's
the
a
month
fun
to be
game.
here.
Very fun. game.
And then I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but we do have a Halo Flashpoint tournament coming up, but that's for later
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
in the
we'll,
show.
we'll get there. We'll get to the events section.
Yes, we've got other stuff to talk about beforehand. But that pretty much covers everything with Rise of the Banished. Hopefully, it will be out before the end of the month. According to Mantic's website, they say that it'll be shipping on July 31st. I saw that there was a comment on their Facebook page that the product is stateside and has already gone through
Oh.
customs and is on the way
That's-
to warehouse.
Okay, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means
I am not.
I need people's
Confirmed or
interest levels so that I know how much to pre-order for Mantic Direct.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in the new Halo Rise of the Banished stuff, and you see this video,
Let Dan know.
let me know as soon as possible, and hopefully there's still available time, depending on when you see this, to get something in for you. And
And
stay
if it's
tuned.
already out, oh sorry.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna say if it's already out, then hopefully it's on the shelf, or at least if you're on the fence about whether or not you want to get it, we'll have some demos going with it by the end of the month.
Right?
As soon as I get everything painted.
So yeah, just let me know, and we'll try to get it in. And if we can, we'll get it in. So stay tuned to all of our social media channels, because that's where we're going to post up when we are taking pre-orders. Pre-orders are 100% down with an account, and then when it releases, when we get it in and its release date hits, we just hand it to you over the counter, so you've already prepaid.
There we go. Fantastic. I think that pretty much that definitely covers the Banished, and I think that covers everything that we have here for upcoming products and releases. Anything else that we need to cover that we forgot about?
No, I think it's fine. I think that's mostly everything. We are terminating, I guess, as a upcoming products or anti-products maybe. We are terminating our board game rental subscription as of a couple of days ago now, 4 days ago. So those of people that have a board game subscription or a Wulfpack Alpha membership, that part of that subscriptions will be terminated. The Wulfpack Alpha subscription, I will be getting with those people directly to recalibrate their subscription level back to regular Wulfpack, or we'll discuss other things in person. We have a few Alpha memberships to deal with, but it just wasn't getting utilized, and I really don't like taking money from people that aren't utilizing.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to. It makes me feel like I'm a thief, and so I don't want to feel bad. So since no one was really using it outside of Cameron, who was using it very infrequently, and we've already discussed it with him, we just didn't feel right taking people's money month after month for a service they were just not going to use. So it's getting terminated. The Alpha memberships should migrate over to regular memberships. The price changing will change immediately. So if their renewal is before we get to talk with them directly, they'll get renewed at the regular Wulfpack price. So if we don't have a one-on-one directly right away, you're still covered.
Okay.
We do have that changing into from the game library, but we will be having books.
Yes.
A library for Warhammer. You want to tell them
Yes.
about that? That's an important one. That's a
Yeah,
big one.
that'd be great. This is a great time to talk about it.
Yeah.
It really is.
So a couple of weeks ago, I put it out. I've been trying to figure out how to do it. We do have a donation section on our website. Currently, our web store is still tracking as Dan Wolf Games. We're migrating over, you can still access it through danwolfgames.com. But you can also access it through the web store's page on wulfpackgames.com.
It was on the main. I think it was on the homepage there. It was like one of the first things that I saw when I pulled it up the other day.
Yep, so you just pull up wulfpackgames.com, there's a web store tab, and you can just get there, and then there's a big giant button to let you know that, like, well, there's a giant image to let you know this is the button right here. There's only one button, and it'll take you over to our online web store. So we're taking donations in store and online for growing a community library of retro 40K rule books. We've taken a bunch of donations. This is actually a moment I would like to look directly into the camera and say, to the mysterious person who went on to worldofbooks.com and ordered us a 4th edition Space Marine Codex without letting us know who, we thank you, whomever you may be. Hopefully you're watching this, because it's really awesome. We had a 3rd edition Codex, and we had a 5th edition Codex for Space Marines. We did not have a 4th edition Codex. I'm really focusing on collecting 3rd edition and then growing it out to the other editions, but we're taking whatever people want to donate. So we could still use 4th edition rule books, 5th edition rule books. We have a couple of codexes. We'll take multiple copies of codexes, but I would like Wulfpack Games to be the centralized location for a community library for people to go and research how 40K has evolved over time, go back and play some of these older games. Some of the models age out is how we think about it. Is in the new edition, they've decided that the balance is whatever the balance is. And they've just decided not to carry Space Marine Chaplain on motorcycle into another edition. But maybe you have that model or want to build that model and have no reason to play a game to build that model, so you don't feel like you should, but you have a driving urge to build that model. Well, build the model, research the game, find an opponent to play that version of the game with you, and we'll have the information here for you to be able to continue on in your journey. So we have a bunch of people that have pledged to donate some of their older codexes, saying they didn't know what to do with them, they didn't want to throw them away, they didn't feel like Goodwill would be a great place to put them because they didn't feel like they'd get utilized and that it was just like throwing them away.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So we've told them they'll be a great home here. We're going to catalog them. We're going to put dates on them so people know if you want to play the State of 40K July 2nd, 1998. Well, if we've got a deep enough library, it will be cataloged that you can pull that timestamp and play that day. Was that a day that like your father played a game that was very awesome, or you played a game that was really awesome, and it's just you kind of want to go back and celebrate that moment? We can do that.
Yeah.
With these kind of older books. So I think that'll be something to distinguish us and also like show just part of the community aspect that we like to do. So that is also part of the reason we're getting rid of the board game club subscription, is to make room for that library.
Something
It'll
would be useful.
Yes, I'm hoping it'll be very useful. I hope it'll get utilized. It's just kind of fun looking back at all the old stuff to see where the imagery went. Like the bases nowadays are generally black. Even modern 40K bases in the imagery, they don't have a lot of stuff on the top. They'll have some, they'll be based, but it'll be a black base with like a patch of dirt and a tuft or something like that. Whereas like the old bases, if you go back to like the 3rd edition rule books and codexes and stuff, when they have the pictures, they're all green. They're super green. They're pop culture green. comic book green to represent the grass that they were probably going to be on, and just make them blend in. And then eventually they get a little decor put on them, and then you start seeing brown as you go through the time. It's just interesting to see how the game and the models have evolved over that time, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And we're happy to have that library here. It'd be interesting to expand that to other games.
Yeah.
So we do have some second edition D&D books in that library. We'd be interested in all sorts of older books, mostly rule books, but we're really focusing on the 40K aspect. So we'll see what comes in our way, and we're happy to treat it nicely and preserve it while still making it available to the community.
Nice. I might be having some stuff to throw that way sooner or later too. Awesome. So we had that kind of goes into some of the upcoming stuff that will be hitting the store in the future, and we'll also have a link to that donation page product as it is listed. We'll have a link of that in the description below as well. So let's move on to our next major area of topics, upcoming events for the Wulfpack. So Wulfpack Games has a lot going on in the month of July. We have a lot going on here every month. But coming up next week, Roxane, why don't you tell us about the Downtown Griffin Second Saturday for the month?
Okay.
What do we have going on?
Well, Downtown Griffin throws second Saturdays every month. Every single month you'll find on second Saturdays there's something going on downtown here. And we're usually popping over here. We try to do things like store specials. We do parties on those days. Every time we have a thing that we call Hobbies on Hill now. It has grown, and we've been doing this about 2 years. We support local makers, local artists, and let them set up for free out front. We've already started getting our vendors saying that they want to be out here, be a lot of foot traffic, because Downtown Griffin will have what is that called for this month?
All American Summer.
All American Summer. Yeah, so there's car shows, and the cars have already been coming in. They're absolutely gorgeous. I know that our friend Kayla, who has Lone Wolf Accessories, she will have her Jurassic Park Jeep out there, and hopefully she can win a ribbon. It's really cool. Let me see, what do we have here? We'll be selling hot dog plates for $6. You get a hot dog, Nathan's Hot Dogs.
Well, we won't be.
Well, I will.
There we go.
As me, yeah. Dan Wolfen, or no.
Roxane Wolf.
I will. So it's Nathan's Dogs. I will be grilling them, and we'll have them ready for you with chips and a drink. $6 each, additional dogs too. Let me see what else we have. 20% off all Bolt Action and our Star Schlock games. We're celebrating some Americana, so let's get some Atomic Space Age and some of our World War II guys out. We like our historicals too. Okay, I can tell you that at 10 a.m. shopping will really start. Our vendors will be set up by then. And downtown, a lot of specials going on all around town. Food, drink, everything. Car show is at 4 p.m. They'll start really lining up at 2 p.m. But everyone will be getting judged at 4 p.m. 7 p.m. Off Ramp will be performing at the park on 6th. They always have concerts during the summer on second Saturdays. It's a really awesome time, good party time. And then afterwards, or during, I believe, it's 7:30 or 7:45, they will be doing the award ceremony. So our people will be out front on Hobbies on Hill for as long as they want. Hopefully they can stay cool. They'll stay cooler if people come and visit them. Come get yourself a nice little lunch for $6. It's a good lunch. Get yourself some new games, and come and see what's downtown Griffin. There's some really, really neat things that have been happening downtown. It's been growing. It's a nice, healthy, beautiful place.
So I'm going to spread the word. So the city puts on second Saturday and tries to host a bunch of stuff. And then Downtown Council, which is a private organization, tries to collaborate with the city. They're the ones who host the concert.
No,
So
thank you.
the off-ramp?
Off-ramp.
That's going to be provided by the Downtown Council and their sponsors. The city is hosting the event, the actual All-American Summer
Yeah.
second Saturday
Yeah.
event. So it's kind of multiple things all going
Yeah.
on at a time, because the community really tries to come together and get everybody kind of happy and have a place to do, it's something to do. Because July in Spalding County,
Sure.
it's traditionally go to Florida and spend your money
Yeah.
in Florida time,
Yeah.
right? But now we're trying to make sure there's
Yeah.
reasons and things to do, fun stuff to do inside Griffin, so you don't have to go a long way. You can if you want. That's always been an option, but like instead of being the only option, we're trying the city council and downtown council.
Chamber of Commerce will be out there too. They'll be representing. They really support all these businesses in the community too.
Yeah, our friends at the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
Hey, I know some of you will have made it this far, and thank you. Because without the Chamber of Commerce, honestly, we would not still be here. We wouldn't have made it our 3 years without them. And we
Yes.
are deeply, deeply grateful for everything they've done. Cindy, Alice, and Wanda, especially,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank you. Heck yeah. And of course, I wish I was going to be in town so that I could either be here to either run an event on that day or pop up with the vendors. But gosh, I wish them luck because I know I'm going to be melting
Yeah.
if I was out there on that day with the way this heat is.
We're gonna try to take care of our poor vendors. I mean, they get it rough, man. They stick out there through the rain or the heat, cold.
Sun.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really working hard, and they work hard at what they do. They make some beautiful pieces. Really,
They do.
really good group that we've got.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Do you want to tell everybody what you're going to be doing that weekend? Aren't you going
No.
somewhere special?
No,
Oh.
I was going to a friend's birthday party next.
Oh, yes. You're going
that's
to.
all.
Happy birthday, Joel's
birthday.
friend.
Oh gosh. So moving on. Next up, upcoming events for the
Joel's friend,
Wulfpack.
give us a like.
Follow, share.
Everyone, please give us a like and share.
Yeah, oh,
if you
wait,
want to
wait,
see
right
more
quick.
of these antics.
If you're gonna write a review on us, here's an easy thing to do. Do it on Facebook, copy paste it, put it in Google, throw it everywhere. Anywhere that can have a review, we need them. Follow, like, us, share.
Reviews help.
Thank
So
Shameless.
No, yeah.
That's the whole purpose of this. That's what we do this for. Because we need to be able to get all this information out there.
Yeah.
And if people help us with playing the algorithm and playing that game, then it helps us get the information out there. So, thank you.
This may just be the best little game store.
It
I love
definitely-
this
So-
shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the Best Little Game Store, is having their Best Little Game Store Blood Bowl League coming out.
Yes. Everybody has been really excited about starting up Blood Bowl. We have 4 people that have verbally confirmed. We've started taking registrations and signups at tourplay.net is our Blood Bowl tracking league tracking software, web-based. So we're looking for people to sign up their team. Drafting brand new team this year or this season.
Oh, everyone's drafting brand new.
Everybody's going brand new.
Because I was looking on Tour Play and I saw that my Silver Britches were retired now.
Yes, there are many reasons behind it, but specifically, we are going to just you can redraft them. There's no problem with that, but they'll start at scratch.
Oh,
So
I
we are
think
starting-
Next time I play Blood Bowl, I'm pulling out the undead. But
There
let me
you go.
not Interrupt you.
So this Wednesday coming up is going to be our first pairings. So as long as we have 6 players, 6 teams signed up, we will fire the league off, and we're planning on running it 6 weeks total. So that's 5 scrimmage games that would be set up via Tour Play, and then a Saturday tournament would be the sixth week essentially. And so we're going to set that up as a Swiss round tournament. So the scrimmage games are ways to get your team built and evolved and all the special bits to go. I don't remember where. All of a sudden, my brain just turned off. So yes, get the games in. Oh, Wednesday. Wednesday, I have to have everything started this Wednesday. So if we don't have 6 teams, we won't fire. But I'm pretty sure we will. We've had a lot of excitement. And then pairings will go out right after noon. So noon Wednesday would be the last moment to get your team registered into the league. It is called the Wulfpack I think it's just
think
Wulfpack
it's
Summer
Wulfpack Blood Bowl.
2025 League.
We'll make sure we have it up on the screen as well.
Yeah.
And a link down below.
That'd be great. So if you can get your team in, get it signed in. If you're having troubles, come in and let us know. We'll help you walk through the process. But let's have a really good Blood Bowl. Also specifically this Blood Bowl League, this one's going to be for $100 in store credit. Yep. So whoever ends up winning, the top placements, all three of them, between the three, we're going to give away $100 in store credit. So it's $10 to register, could win you up to $50 if you place first.
Nice. So it'd be, and when you say out of all three, though, it'd be all three through the scrimmage round, and then
Nope, it's three in the tournament. So the tournament
three in the
is
tournament.
Yep.
Okay.
So you want to get your league, your scrimmage games in every week, so that you can get your cash to your gold points up, so that you can reinvest in your team.
There you go.
Also, specifically, there's an extra bonus of 2,000 gold points per team if you play your game on Saturday. So those have to be manually punched in. So anybody that plays their game on Saturday will get a little incentive for playing Saturday, as the sponsors really are looking for Saturday views. Wulfpack
They need
Games
to get
being
the
the
games
sponsor.
out on the Crystal Cast.
Yes, there we go. So specifically, that's going to be running for 6 weeks. Like I said, starting this coming Wednesday, games are due by Sunday of our
Sunday to follow.
game. Yeah, the following Sunday, since we are closed Mondays and Tuesdays, and pairings will go out the next Wednesday, and then the cycle repeats. Anybody can get their games in whenever. They're encouraged to get them in on Saturdays.
Cool. So that'll be the league kicking off on July 9th. And it looks like, if I've got my math right, then the calendar, we're looking at having the tournament here on August 16th, I believe.
That sounds correct.
Because that is going to be the Saturday number 6 following following the kickoff. So there we go. Heck yeah. Looking forward to it. And once the league gets started, that link below that leads over to the league will also show you how the league standings are currently. If you're
Yes.
catching this after we've gone. So heck yeah. Moving on, we've got Necromunda. Burke has been putting a lot of effort into getting Necromunda stirred up around the store.
Yes.
What do we have going on? I know you've been working on a game for it, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I've got some Palatine Enforcers. They're like the space cops. So I've painted mine a little different to help test out my Ultramarines paint scheme. I've painted them in blue and white with some red helmets and red gun accents. But Burke is trying to set up a Necromunda League to follow the Blood Bowl League. And so he's been getting demos out and it's going to be a narrative league. So it's not going to be for like a lot of money or any of that
Right.
sort of stuff. Because Necromunda is very chaotic and it's very dice-centric, and it's designed to embrace the chaos of the gang warfare and tell a narrative story and find interest in a narrative story. Without it being a role-playing game per se.
Yeah.
So that's where the interest in Necromunda is going to happen. So following our Blood Bowl League, Burke is planning to run a Necromunda league focused mostly on standard Necromunda with some potential Ash Wastes rule sets
Okay.
games to happen for those who can, if there's enough interest and enough people that can.
Yeah.
But kind of tying it all together and making just a little fun moment in the world of Necromunda. That's really still in the works, so we don't have a ton of details outside of that. But we do have the entire 6 weeks of Blood Bowl League to kind of refine that up.
So this is your heads up to get a demo of Necromunda in, set up, reach out to Burke on the Discord. Sorry, Burke, for volunteering you, but I know you're going to look forward to rolling those dice anyway. And I don't know. I just happened to realize, like, maybe Mount Orc Marauders can be a game for some Necromunda. It finally hit me.
There are ways, as I understand it, to make gangs that are non-traditional gangs. It's kind of, you get a custom gang set. I forget what it's called. Burke can tell you exactly what it is. I do believe that's how Jacob Gustin is planning to make his space elf Batman in the team that supports it.
Fair.
So one of his demos, he had one of his, because he likes to play elves.
Yes.
In the 40K run. So he had one elf that was just jumping around the third, fourth floors, jumping over gaps,
Yeah.
and rappelling down and stomping out bad guys, a la Batman Arkham City almost. And so we started calling it the Space Elf Batman. So if there's a way to make Space Elf Batman, I'm sure there's ways to bring Orc Marauders into some sort of space of
I'll have to go
Necromunda.
look into the builds
But there
and see.
are plenty of Necromunda teams to also choose from if you want a more traditional experience too.
Awesome. So, yeah, because I'll check that out. Because I got a demo in with Burke, and it was pretty fun. So I'll see what I have in my collection that can be used in that setting.
That'd be fun.
Next up for the upcoming events, oh look, it's another one that I'm biased for. I'm talking a lot about Halo Flashpoint in these, and that's going to be a thing, because Halo Flashpoint is my favorite plastic right now.
You're also kind of our community captain for Halo Flashpoint.
That's true.
You're our local TO. I mean, it's really near and dear to you at the moment.
It is. I freaking love that game. And speaking of being the local TO, our next monthly Halo Flashpoint tournament is coming up on July 19th. That will be the third Saturday of the month. And hopefully we will have enough people to make this another ranked tournament.
Oh, yes.
Last month we had... I think we had the first, but if you're splitting hairs, we had one of the first ranked tournaments for Halo Flashpoint.
We had the first.
One of the first ranked Halo Flashpoint tournaments held in the United States here last June on second Saturday. So this month we are going to have our next tournament for July 19th. I was trying to hold out to see if we could get the Banished kit in time, so it might be a little bit optimistic. But if it happens to come in like that Thursday or Friday beforehand, and you pick it up that Saturday, and you want to just pull your Banished guys out of the box and throw them on the table and run a tournament, I'm not going to stop you. But outside of this being ranked, these nationally and internationally, these are going to be ranked locally anyway, because this is part of our monthly tournament that we are feeding into, and this is essentially going to be getting our midway point.
Right.
After this, we're going to be transitioning into 2025 Season 2, because I try to also have a little bit of something for everybody who's playing their first Flashpoint tournament with us at Wulfpack Games. So Season 2 will have a new freebie for everybody.
Nice.
So awesome. That's cool.
But with all of these, we're doing kind of like a Mario Kart style Grand Prix point system. So I will throw that point chart up on the screen because I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
But at the end of the season, so after the November tournament, our top 8 people in the points list, the Spartan points value, will be receiving an invitation. No, not at the end after the November tournament. After the December tournament, they will be receiving an invitation to our store championship that will be held in January, and that is going to be the top 8 cut out of everybody who plays in all of these monthly tournament series that we have here at Wulfpack Games. Check it out. I'll leave a link to the event on the Halo Flashpoint app down below in the description, as well as a link to the Facebook event for that app. And you'll be able to find all of your fire team building restrictions and information there. Another little house thing that I like to do is just say add in 5 of your weapon drop tokens to bring with your team so that you and your opponent will build your weapon spawn pool. And especially with Rise of the Banished coming out, we're about to get some new brute weapons.
Yeah.
So, and every one of them has a melee option.
Oh.
I'm excited about that. I'm really loving
Because the
it.
pistol has the big blades at the front end.
Yeah.
And the brute shot has the back end blade.
Now we're gonna get
So
some
this
close
is
action.
my plea to do an errata on the needler because it needs to be Knuckles.
Yes.
It fits the original animation. But yeah, Halo Flashpoint Tournament, July 19th. If you get your registration in to Dan and Roxane by July 13th, then your registration fee is $25. That is close of business the Sunday before the tournament.
Yep.
As of close of business Sunday, that $25 comes to $30 for a week of the tournament. And this is to help us get a better idea of how many tables we need to set aside and how many tables we need to set up. But store credit for first and second place, and then I always will sponsor a third place prize. And if we get up to a ranked tournament, then we're also going to have our private Franklin Delano Donut Award to one of our lucky participants.
Thank you to Rooster Teeth for the inspiration.
I need to get a lightish red trophy for it now.
Almost pink.
Almost pink, but it's lightish red. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the Halo Flashpoint tournament. July 19th, 3 rounds, and registration will open when the doors open here at 12 o'clock, and we always try to get the first round started at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
So, heck yeah.
Awesome.
And then rest of upcoming events is actually pretty much going to be a carousel, because we have this every week here at Wulfpack Games, and that is Friday Night Magic. And over the last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of people coming in here and wiping out the Final Fantasy Friday Night Magic stuff. It's not Friday Night Magic, but I just had to go with the...
It is Friday Night
I had to keep saying the F's.
Friday Night Magic Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Yes, so Final Fantasy draft tonight is, I'm expecting that. That's going to be a $20 draft. We draft every Friday night. We have for almost 3 years that we've been in business. Thank you, Colby, who's our draft limited league TO. He puts on a great event every Friday, keeps up with it. There's a draft league. It's drop in, drop out. If you just want to get a 1 week draft in, you just get it in. If you want to participate in the league and potentially get more prizes and stuff like that, then repeat showings will generally get you up into the brackets in which you could score an invite to the invitational tournaments. So we have quarterly tournaments that are invitationals for quarterly championships. Those feed into a yearly store championship invitational, and then we have monthly open tournaments to get yourself an invite those ways too. So there's league points that can get you drafted in if you just participate enough and scored well enough during the course of a quarter/year. So there's never a bad time to just walk in, except for maybe the last 3 weeks of the year. So
or on a Monday or Tuesday.
Don't walk in.
Right into the door. You'll find the door locked.
Yeah.
So we do that every Friday night. We always have 6 people to draft with, so we always fire. It's been 2.5 years of consistent firing, but we've been drafting every Friday night for about a month and a half shy of 3 years now.
Nice.
So we can just round it up to 3 years. And most of that time we've fired in that gap for 2.5 years to that almost 3 years part. We drafted, I think, about 50% of the time lighting up there, and then consistently for 2.5 years, every Friday,
Casual,
6 p.m.
friendly.
It is
all sorts of people come and play too. That's been awesome.
Yep.
From what we know, other places maybe not so nice, but this one's friendly. It's welcoming. Come on in.
Yeah, we try to make the prize support between participation and placing first or an undefeated be of value, but not of value so much that it's worth somebody to ruin their reputation over. And that just drives a kind of casualness to the whole thing.
Healthy.
Just a reminder, 6 o'clock Friday nights, we'll have the Friday night draft of Magic the Gathering. So moving on, what are we going to be playing? What are we putting on the tables this week?
It's a great question, Joel.
Yeah, that is a great question.
What are you putting on the table this week?
Well, every Wednesday we're going to be here with Halo Flashpoint. It's like that's a going theme for me. But every Wednesday I try to get up here between 5 and 5:30. We'll have some Halo Flashpoint games going on. And usually on Thursdays we will also have Star Wars Shatterpoint going on. I've been up here playing with Patrick, and we're trying to get a couple other people up here to play with us as well. And lately with Tyler, we've been learning our way through Blackout. So if I don't have a Shatterpoint game on Thursdays, we've been learning a little bit of Blackout. So that has been fun. Yesterday we decided that we were going to hit the reset button on learning the rules, so we started over fresh. And we're bumbling around for like an hour and a half. But
It sounded like a good idea.
Yeah, it was a good idea. It went pretty well, and still a learning game took us an hour and a half. So once we get rolling, that's a fun little game that's taking like 30 to 45 minutes of skirmish.
Right.
But also, there's a possibility that I might be putting some kind of Blood Bowl team on the pitch this week. I don't know. I'm thinking about joining in the Blood Bowl League, but we'll see.
I think you should.
I mean, I'd like to, but I don't know if my schedule's going to let me. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Find a way to get your schedule.
I'll talk to you about the possibility.
It's
of
important
it,
to you. I mean,
You get Wednesday to Sunday to get your game in.
I mean, yeah, we'll see about it. We'll see about it. I wouldn't mind, but yeah, we'll talk about it after this. But that's pretty much the stuff that I'm going to be putting on the tables, and I don't know. I've got that Invincible dice game. I still want to try to get that played sometime soon. So maybe I'll bring that up here on the Sunday, one day of the next week or two. Roxanne, what are you putting on the table this week?
well, I have been playing Gentle Rain. It's a nice, simple game, and so I will be putting this on because it is about the easiest game that I can teach anyone. It's super easy, super fast. The puzzle comes in later with the strategy, but it's quite relaxing, actually, and it's pretty. And I like a quick, pretty game. But the bigger game, and that'll probably be on Sunday, I'll be on the table, and I will be playing Pergola again, me and Maya. Hi, Maya. Woo. We played this game. You build your own garden. It's cute. They got little bee pieces. And it finishes itself in about 15 turns. So it's actually a really simple game. There's just a ton of moving pieces, little cute pieces of your garden. And I will also be announcing the next Tea and Games. It will probably be this month, at the end of the month. We're going to probably look for a hot chili pepper theme. And Botany's going to get on the table, and I'm going to add the orchid expansion in because it's hot and it's humid, and it's nice and cool in here, and we can come and drink maybe some iced tea instead of hot teas for Tea and Games. But that'll be coming this week. I will announce what day.
Well, we have nice air conditioner in here, so
Sure do.
hot tea is not generally a big problem.
It's, yeah. You know, but I mean, I just can't cool down yet, so yeah. It'll be a fun time. Maybe we'll get a little chili pepper heat, little snacks in here too. So look out for that. If you're not in the messenger group for that and you want to be, let me know because that's where I announce it and talk about it.
Tea and Games is always very, very engaged, and the people that do that always find it an amazing experience. I think it's a great experience for people that didn't play board games but like tea to kind of integrate into playing board games, which is maybe Teresa from the Emerald Chandelier will comment on this, which is our local tea house at Griffin. Those two things go really, really good together, playing board games and having tea in that kind of traditional, like semi-formalized, not super formal, but semi-formalized tea experience. Those two things work really, really good together, and everybody that's come through has had an amazing time. They try to come back. It's more about schedules, but we always fill up. It always fills up. So when it's chance to jump in, those spaces go fast because there's not a ton of space available.
It's not always Botany. We'll play other games too. Sometimes you gotta switch up your gaming a little bit, but Botany just seems to be a nice constant, and that's Dux Somnimium. I cannot say that word.
I think it's Dukes.
Duke, you think it's Dukes?
Dukes Somnimium or Somnium. Or
they're doing amazing things with games. We will be getting LaFleur out on the table more, and Artistry is going to be coming out at the end of this year, and I got the deluxe edition. It's going to be beautiful. It'll be a good time.
What about the gardens? You're going to bring that one back out?
Yeah, I can bring Australian Garden one out, and also Bee Live, or that's a good one. You can be your own queen.
Yes, but don't go crazy because half of your bees might revolt and form a new hive that goes and attacks everybody.
New rules every season. plus in every month. That's an awesome one. Yeah,
Yep.
that's going to be a good one to bring out.
Heck yeah.
It's his time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dan, what are you putting on the table this week?
All right, so I've got a kind of small group that we're doing because I want to kind of showcase a lot more role-playing games done. So I'm trying to help out. So I stumbled across Cypher 2nd edition not that long ago, and I'm going to be running a small campaign. Hopefully it'll only last about 6 weeks total, with session 0 of 6, so 7 sessions technically, will be this Saturday specifically, and we're going to be playing a sci-fi campaign because Cypher allows you to play sci-fi or fantasy or modern or horror or superheroes. It's super flexible. It's more narrative based. The storyteller / DM, GM, however you want to call it, they never roll any dice. There's no dice needed to run the system as the game master. But the players will need dice, your standard RPG dice, especially D20s. It's got a D20 challenge rating system that manages everything else like that. We have it on sale, although I think we might have sold our last copy just recently. But we've sold a bunch of copies recently because of the flexibility and the narrative interest. So people that play a lot of Dungeons & Dragons and feel it's very math hammery, or very, very crunchy, or very, very combat driven only, combat for combat's sake. Those people are looking for a narrative system, and we just had Daggerheart drop, and it has a lot of that. Cypher, 1st edition and 2nd edition, is really themed for narrative storytelling. Dice rolls are supposed to be very far and few between, so it's supposed to be a collaborative storytelling basis. Okay. So that's what I'm focusing on for the next 6 weeks, is running a storyline that's a mystery for my players to solve. We'll see if they do. Ooh. Maybe we can do little story updates on the podcast to keep the people in on it, like, so they know where we're going. And
give a little bit of
I'm feeling for your players. You be nice to them.
Do we have a little bit of Dastardly Dan brewing?
Oh boy.
I don't think so.
And he says he thinks it'll be simple, but I tell you, just pay attention while you're playing. That's all I'm gonna say
I'm
about
just
that.
worried that they'll solve it in 2 sessions, and then
No.
but we'll still have fun because we'll just deal with the consequences of the mystery. But I'm hoping that we can have it solved by chapter 6 of 6.
Okay.
And there'll be a mystery to solve for the players. That I grew up watching a lot of Agatha Christie and Star Trek and Twilight Zone and Lost in Space, and those will inform a lot of my choices in storytelling.
Okay.
For everybody out there, but we'll see.
No hints, huh? No hints.
No hints.
No hints. The party's got to be there to learn about it.
That's
and
right.
Everybody else has got to be there to find out what happened at the party.
Yep.
I
So
feel for you.
I've told them that we are going to start a session that is based off of a government contracting, or government employees will be going off to go solve a mystery, essentially.
Yeah.
They will go off and do an investigation to a place away from the main core, that we're going to very focus aesthetically on, like Mass Effect. So we'll have some alien races available. The change between Mass Effect is we're going to do what I think Brandon Down called it NASA punk. I'd never heard that term before, but apparently it's a newer term, where there's a lot of science involved, and we're going to try to stay true to the science in the science fiction. So my background in physics and engineering should help keep that on track. So
Okay.
you don't want to fire your laser gun inside a spacecraft, because even if you hit your target, you will probably also penetrate the hull of your spacecraft, killing everyone instantly.
Take note, players.
Yes.
That was a hint.
Well, I mean, my players that I've already talked to already know this stuff.
Alright.
So I think we're going to have a linguistics expert, a psychic cop, and a third person. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to play. I think they're talking investigator. like Sherlock Holmesy kind of investigator that doesn't believe in psychics. So we'll have a little bit of fun little friendly conflict between, but not like outright conflict, because that's never fun in a role-playing game. That's never fun. Don't be that guy that makes a character just to spite the other characters only. And then we've got a couple other players that are in the wings that won't be making session 0 and will have to be caught up, but should be making session 1. So I think technically, as of recording, I have a 5th slot, 6th slot still available. We have 5 slots of their 6 max still available. So we'll get through that and we'll see how it goes. Outside of that, I'm going to try to focus on getting the Horus Heresy stuff going, facilitating some demos with Burke, with Necromunda. But my day will be Saturday, where I'm on the tables from 1 to 5. For a 4-hour chunk of time is when I'm planning on being on tables on Saturday, but I'm going to be running a Cypher game for the next 6 weeks during that time. So
Fantastic.
that's what I'm going to be doing.
Sweet. So that's what we're going to be playing over the next week, and this should definitely be out before we get through most of those games. So if we don't have much else, I think we covered just about everything except those new shirts and that new hoodie that y'all have going on here. We've got some new Wulfpack merch.
Yes, Wulfpack Games merchandise.
Yeah, it's coming. A lot of people wanted it at our ribbon cutting and rebranding. There's shirts, there's hoodies, and hats.
Yep.
The mugs need reworking. Oh boy, I don't know how that happened. It looked like some kind of a monster hit it.
It was the only thing we didn't preview because we were certain it would be fine, and it should have been previewed.
Yeah. As we get the merch in, if we don't have your size or something, just let us know. The more interest, the more that we can expand to all sorts of things. In the wise words of Mel Brooks, merchandising. Merchandising. It matters. It's fun. We got some cool stuff. And a thank you, Isabel Biaski Designs, for all of her work that she did. Really awesome artist. She should be out for second Saturday if you're around. But yeah, she's been involved, and check her stuff out if you can.
She was great to work with. We had an idea for the logo, and she drew it. And it's not exactly her normal style of work, but I do see her style in the wolves especially. But she did an amazing job so that we didn't have to just struggle with a logo. And so we had a local artist do it, and we'd encourage anybody looking to do stuff to contact Viaski and get their logos done or artwork for a t-shirt or whatever done, so that we were trying to have our merchandise was potentially going to arrive on the same day as our ribbon cutting. As of right now, it's supposed to arrive potentially tomorrow on Saturday.
We'll be announcing.
Potentially on Sunday. It's coming FedEx. So those of you who know, understand, I say potentially, and I'm hopeful, but that's about it. I am not confident. So we should have it by the next Wednesday when we start, if not before then. And we do have a limited supply on this initial wave. So if you're interested in a hat, if you're interested in a shirt, we need specific sizes and stuff, but we can go ahead and process a special order right away as of today, which you're not going to get this today because it's Friday. You're going to get this Sunday, probably.
That's the goal.
I don't think it'll be Saturday. It'll probably be Sunday. But we should have it in the system for you to be able to purchase a shirt or hat or a hooded sweatshirt. I love this one.
Really
it's the zip-up ones.
Yeah.
Cool.
It is soft.
We're
Nice.
working on water
Yeah.
bottles.
Stickers,
Coffee
patches.
mug.
Yeah, I asked
Yeah.
about stickers before we were recording.
Yeah. Yeah, stickers are in the works. Patches, we've been working on trying to get someone good to do it. Hopefully locally. That would be great. Dice, one day soon. Show your interest. We can get this cool stuff in.
Yeah, Wulfpack D6.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
hoping to get those in sometime soon too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody noticed, but there's been a bunch of stuff going on here recently, so not everything happened exactly all together, but we're moving forward and we're hoping everybody's excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rebranding is not a small feat.
Nope.
But looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting a sticker, and also now that I hear the mention of patches, because you know I want a patch for my battle jacket.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be an amazing patch too. So.
So heck yeah. Thank you everybody for joining us for episode 1 of the Wulfcast, recorded live here at Wulfpack Games with Quack Attack. For Roxane and Dan, I have been Joel. We'll be back next week with more information. Until next time, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be back next week with another podcast. And I should have been looking there the whole time. Y'all have a good week. Thank you, everybody.